The trailer for the latest season of The Kardashians is finally here. Hey everyone, welcome back to Shared News. We are going to break down this trailer. Now, first of all, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like time has went by so quickly. I knew that the trailer for the latest season was coming out within a couple of months of finishing the last season, but I just can't believe that we're here already, and I honestly can't believe this trailer. Now, first off, we have Kim and Kourt sitting next to each other at the very beginning, and there's a lot of tension going on between the two. We later see even more of this throughout the trailer. I'm curious to know what you guys have to think in regards to the tension. Personally, I am here for it. I hope that we get more this season than we did last season in terms of not necessarily fighting between the two girls, but I want to see some resolution.
I think like you think things, so you're getting riled up. I think things, so I'm getting riled up.
You're just a witch. And I hate you.
I feel like last season we saw a fight over something that was borderline a reach. I don't know if production had their hand in things and they needed more drama. I don't know if things were overhyped. I don't really know where to begin in terms of that Dolce and Gabbana situation. So I kind of was excited when I saw this trailer and saw these two sitting down next to each other. And I'm curious to see what these two have to hash out and have to say, because again, I feel like we were left on very unresolved footing from the last season. And you know, maybe they knew that. Maybe somehow they were able to hear back from the audience and they figured out that the drama that they were hyping up just wasn't it for Kourtney and Kim. So who knows? But I think that was a very interesting and smart way to kick off the trailer. Another key point that stuck out to me when I was watching the trailer was obviously Kim mentioning that she needs new vibes when asked about her relationship.
So what is going on with you in your dating life?
I just need new vibes.
I need people to know that I'm single.
Now, what I'm curious about is, what does she mean by new vibes? Like, I know what she means, but what does she mean? You know, I feel like Kim has dropped some hints that she might be trying to move on in her dating life. And I mean, she's Kim Kardashian. I'm sure she's always talking to someone, but it's a matter of whether or not they make it into her life enough for her to even mention their name, you know? I'm sure she constantly has people in her DMs. It's really just a matter of who does she want to pick. So when she said that she needs new vibes, I was happy to hear her say this. And I'm wondering, could this be Tom Brady? There were a lot of rumors towards the beginning portion of this year during the first half where Kim was mentioning about Tom Brady and about really wanting to find a home in the same neighborhood that he had a home. Obviously, Tom and Kim got divorced kind of around the same time. So I'm curious to know if this is her maybe dropping a hint about Tom Brady. Are we going to hear about this? Is this in conjunction with the timeline of her and that house hunting situation where she called on Tom and asked for advice? Also, they were at a party together, and there's a lot of speculation around these two. So I'm curious to know, is this potentially something involving Tom Brady? Are we going to hear his name? Are we going to hear any references? Maybe will we have access to be able to hear this phone call? We hear the Kardashians on the phone all the time, so that would be really great. So let me know all of your thoughts on that down below. If you guys ship Tom and Kim, we've talked about that several times on this channel. I'm all for the Kardashians dating different types of people than they've been with. You know, I know that they're very notorious for being with musicians and basketball players and athletes and everything like that. And I'm personally excited to be able to just see them testing out people in different waters and that run in different career paths that are equally as successful, but in different aspects of the industry and assets of the industry. So I don't know, maybe we will see something with Kim and Tom, who knows? Again, let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments below. Now let's move on to something that I think is a big ol' red flag, and I don't know why it keeps happening. You guys know we are seeing more of Tristan in this trailer, and why? Why are we seeing more of Tristan? I am cool with him and Khloe co-parenting. That is not a problem. Be there for your children. Maybe be there for all of them if you can, you know? So I don't have a problem with Khloe and Tristan being co-parents. That does not bother me. I think that's very healthy. However, what I do have a problem with is Tristan cashing in on a paycheck based off of Khloe's success and Khloe's name and Khloe's reputation, and just after the things that he's done to her, I think that we're just hitting the point of it just being downright unforgivable. So like, I don't really personally, from an audience's point of view, I'm not curious as to how the co-parenting works. I'm really not. I trust that it happens. I trust that it's the best decision for their two children that they share together. But I personally am just not interested in seeing him. And I think that Tristan coming on screen does one of two things. I think it's either going to deter an audience or it's going to intrigue, because it's like, it's almost so insane that he is still just so close with the family that he just resurfaces, you know? And I think it's almost kind of, it's not the idea of a hate watch kind of thing. It's more the idea of like, this is fascinating. How is this still a thing? How are they even so civil? How are they so civil on camera with one another, and why do we have to see it? That's kind of where I'm at with it. The one thing that I did enjoy about this particular portion of the trailer was the fact that Kourtney looked at Tristan and stated that he did not deserve Khloe.
Tristan and I were in really sensitive times.
I don't think you deserve Khloe.
And I love it because Kourtney was the voice of reason. She spoke up for what everybody else thinks. And I have not really heard the Kardashians actually say that to Tristan's face. It's like they can say it to Khloe behind closed doors, and Khloe knows what she deserves and everything like that. But I don't think that anybody's ever said it to Tristan's face. And I'm very glad that somebody else did. And it's one thing with Khloe saying to his face that he hurt her and everything like that, and all of the things that she's been through with Tristan. Yes, however, I've never seen another family member just be so direct with Tristan in terms of that. And I loved it. I loved it. Okay, let's move on. All right, let's move on. We are going to see more of Kylie and Kendall. Now, what I want to know, and what I can't really tell from the trailer, again, let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments below. Where are the new boyfriends?
I'm the worst single person ever.
These are our years, Kendall. I'm 25, you're like 30.
I'm 27.
You're basically 30.
Are we gonna see Timothy? Are we going to see Bad Bunny? You know, I'm really curious to know. Bad Bunny came before Timothy, so maybe we'll see him. Maybe not so much of Timothy. Maybe is that why Timothy was kept under wraps for so long? You know, I mean, him and Kylie just went public a week ago. So this season was wrapped up by then. So who knows, you guys? I'm really hoping that we see more of these two girls. I'm hoping that they do more than just contribute just fun, nonsensical scenes. However, I'm happy to see them more in the show than they've ever been before. In years past, I remember just wanting to see them at all. So I guess if I sit here and get completely picky about how I'd like to see them, then I'm not really having gratitude for the fact that they're just on the screen and joining into the show more than they really have than ever before. So hopefully we will see a glimpse into their relationships. Also, I know that there's a lot of different types of views on Bad Bunny and Kendall, and Timothy and Kylie for that matter, but I think that they're very interesting, and I'm interested in both relationships, and I cannot tell you guys how badly I would just love to see the dynamics play out on camera. I want to see Kylie and Timothy have a conversation so badly. They strike me as such zen people. They give me like yoga vibes. So I want to see them have a conversation. And with Kendall and Bad Bunny, I'm curious to just see how they interact as well, because they're very PDA driven too. Also, like, did Kourtney start this era of these Kardashians being in this is what I deserve type of era? This is what I receive, this is what I get? Because like, look at Travis with Kourtney and how wonderful they are. You know, hopefully Kourtney pioneered a movement in terms of all of these girls ending up with fantastic men that just treat them absolutely like queens, like they deserve to be treated. All right, and finally we have the last piece of the trailer that I found to be particularly interesting. Again, let us know all of your thoughts down in the comments below. But Khloe mentions
These things are fixable. It's not going to break us down.
and she's saying that obviously in regards to all of the drama that is ongoing, I guess, with Kim and with Kourtney. And I don't know, I love Khloe and I love her brain and I love her optimism. She is probably my favorite Kardashian. I've always really related to Khloe, I think, the most when I say that, throughout all of the years that I've been watching them. But my thing is, I think that Kourtney and Kim are always going to be at odds. And some people just are, you know? I mean, you and I and everybody else that you know and love around you has somebody that there's just that one person in the room that you just may not get along with. And you can be civil, but they're not your first pick of a person to go do something with or to go hang out with at their house or whatever. And, you know, in this case, there's so many siblings that may just be the case for Kim and for Kourt. And I'm hoping that they can resolve all of the tension, especially with Kourtney being pregnant. She doesn't need the extra stress. Kim's got a lot going on in her own right. So I'm hoping that these two can resolve things, but I'm hoping that we also really get to see, if there is tension, I'm hoping that we kind of really get to see the progression, and I hope that everything can resolve as smoothly as possible, because these girls are in their 40s. They have full families. They are all millionaires at this point, billionaires, some of them. So to have any disdain towards a family member, it's just like, you know, hopefully it's not a thing, and hopefully if it is a thing, it's something that could be very much resolved. So I'm curious to see the conflict, but I'm very curious to see the resolution. Let me know all of your thoughts about the trailer down below, and if there's any excitement that you have towards this new season. You know, last season I did not really feel like I got satisfied, so I'm very excited to see what this season has to bring and to offer. And according to this trailer, I like this a lot better than I did with the last season's trailer and the last season in general. So hopefully this rebounds the whole reputation of the Kardashians for their most recent season. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave us a like on this video if you haven't already. Go ahead, leave us a comment down below, hit the subscribe button, and turn those notifications on so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.